Hello everyone, Chef here, and welcome to the final instalment in Chef's Chilled Summer 2022. To end off this event, I decided to make a summer-related creative build, just because I thought doing this would be a nice final thing to make for this series. But stay tuned for tomorrow because I have a few closing words for this event and something to announce. So originally, I was going to do a video that's still going to release at some point, so I don't want to say what exactly it is. But because it's a very long video that I've been putting together since about the end of May, it still needs a long time before I'm done with it. Then I was going to do another creative build. I might finish, but because I'm bad with terrain, for now I decided to scrap it and instead do this. I had a couple of ideas before going into the build. The first was that I wanted to make a beach, and the second was that I wanted to make it fit in with the theme of Chapter 3, Season 3. I first started off making the general layout of the beach. I didn't want it too big, I just wanted it to wrap around the segment of water, so I knew where to build. Then I made a little walkway that would eventually connect to a building. And since I've been talking about Coral Castle a lot, I decided to make a little shrine type area, which looked pretty nice after I managed to line everything up. I also wanted to make a bigger area out of the coral castle pieces. I knew I didn't want to make another shrine area, so I thought about what to make, and an idea popped into my head. I went to the Sweaty Sands prop gallery I already placed down, and I wanted to make a mini mall. That kinda fits into the theme of Chapter 3 Season 3, repainting buildings and putting stuff like shops and seats inside. I started off the second build session by building up the coral mall, as I like to call it. And once I was done building the main section of it, I started to add in the different props on the galleries of the restaurants and shops I was taking from. The first and my favourite one I created was the Joel's. This bar's colours fits in very well with the Coral Castle building. And after I made that, I went on to make the next shop, only to realise that one was supposed to be the Joel's. This is a mistake I make quite a lot during this project, but it's not that bad because I can just move the signs about. Next was probably the most simplest shop I made, the Cap and Carp. I just made the cash register, then added in some fishing rod barrels and a couple of fishing shelves, and I was done. After that was Ripley's pawn shop, where I wanted to put in a variety of different storyline related props, like the visitors pod, some of the art paintings, a Sunny Steps bird totem, and some boxes, and I was done with that room. And for the final room, I wanted to make something related to Coral Castle, so I made a shrine room. But I wasn't done yet, because I needed to add in the terrain at the road at the top of the beach. After doing that, I copied the smaller shrine building and moved it to the left hand side, and that was the end of the second session. I first added a couple of more props into the coral mall, and then I went to the hill to add some more stuff to it. Shortly after, I decided to get to work adding stuff onto the beach itself. I didn't really have a lot of ideas for what I wanted to do for the pier, so I scrapped the idea and instead got some no sweat floaties, which are fucking finely and creative, and while putting it together, I thought about what to make. Then I thought I could do a sticks restaurant, and I got to work on doing that. And at the end of the session, I realised that one side was bigger than the other. I got to work on fixing the sticks itself and looking for some more stuff to put outside the restaurant, and since the no sweat floaty was behind the mall, I decided to connect the two up. I then had the idea to put geysers under the water because of the effect it lets off, and then I added some more stuff onto the beach. And I started to work on the lifeguard station, only for my game to lag out, ending off session 4. I started where I just left off at the lifeguard station, where I built it up. Then I did more of the terrain because it looks a bit iffy. I then added more props to the beach, then I remembered I needed to go make the kitchen area and seating area in the sticks. I wanted to add some slurp rats into the water, but they kept on despawning for some reason. After that, I did more work on the beach, and I was almost done with the build. I was thinking about what to make on the left hand side on the hill, And when I flew past the Sticks restaurant, my brain didn't register the walls as normal Sticks walls, but the Weeping Wood walls instead. Yes, that sounds very weird, and I don't know if it makes sense or not. After that, I added a small pool and some finishing touches, and I was done with the build. Well, this is the final video in Chef's Chilled Summer 2022. I hope you've all enjoyed watching this series as much as I have creating it, but tomorrow I have some closing notes to say, so stay tuned for that.